so that is those. Now, under my webbing, I have got standard uniform, which is, this is called an M40 uniform, and the reason why is because it differs from the early war ones, which had a green collar, and it's not the later ones because it's got the scalped pockets with a pleat, and that was got rid of in the M42. The M41 tunics had 6 buttons down the front as well, which is another difference. So that is basically that. I'll show you some little additions that I've got as well. So before I move on to the actual proper tunic itself. So in this pocket here, I have got a whistle, and this was would have been used by mainly squad leaders or officers to signal an attack. So if you're wearing headphones, I probably suggest you take them out now. But yeah, or it could be issued used to signal halt if by a sentry or anything like that. So yeah, I have that. Now, one of the very interesting things is I have this, which, okay, if it is tangled up, this is American cricket. Now, because I was originally with the 352nd Infantry Division in Normandy, I managed to pick this up. Well, actually, I was with the 916th Infantry Regiment, 1st Battalion of the 352nd Infantry Division in Normandy. I picked this up off a dead US paratrooper, and what this is it's a cricket. And the reason for that is because the US realised, I believe in the Sicily landings, that there'd be quite a lot of friendly fire, because the US paratroopers looked quite similar to the German Fallschirmjäger in some respects, and if it's the dark, etc. So they designed this, and it was originally a child's cricket toy, and they just turned it into one of these, and these were produced in Britain for it was only the 101st Airborne Division that was issued with these. And what you do is, when you see an enemy, well, an unsuspecting soldier, the idea of it would be that you go, and they go, and that means it's safe. Whereas if you go and there's nothing, you know it's an enemy, you can shoot them. However, quite a lot of US soldiers found out the hard way that if you challenge, say, a German with you would hear, or which sounds very much like a, and then the US soldier or para rather would stand up, oh yay, it's friendly, bang, get shot. So I picked that up off a dead US para, and I managed to work out the system as well. So that is that. So I'm pretty sure that some of the Germans who captured the US powers would have managed to find out, or off dead US powers, they would have managed to find out that they had these, and that was what they were for. So those were some of the little additions that I thought I would show you. I've got a whole load of pocket lister that I'll show you as well after I've explained the uniform. So, uniform has got these things here. These are called Litzen, and they're basically known as collar tabs in English, and they donate which branch of service you're with. So you can see there's white parts there, and that donates that I'm with the infantry. Same with the white on these things, which are called shoulder boards. And I have an eagle here, which is over the chest, sign of honour, and that was what the German army would traditionally have, it over the chest rather than on the arm, like the Waffen SS. The Waffen SS did have it on the arm because they were a political organisation. Because they were part of the SS, and the SS was political. Anyway, so yeah, on this sleeve I got this, which is a driver's badge, a qualification badge rather, or driver's merit badge, I believe. And I think it's one of the only badges designed by actually a proper soldier in the Third Reich. It was designed by I think it was an SS, Waffen SS man that designed that. Anyway, it's on just a plain backing, and that was so that you'd be able to distinguish that I was a driver. However, the problem is that my truck ran out, didn't have enough fuel in, and I was just kind of my unit's driver anyway, so it kind of covers me having the Luger as well. Here I have blank shoulder walls, by the way. Donate rank of Schütze, or Grenadier, but Schütze really, which is rank of private, and NCOs would have Tress around the collar, which is basically like this. They'd have that around the collar. So, off that, I'll move on to my medals. So here, I have what's known as a General Assault Badge. That was awarded to personnel that wouldn't receive the Infantry Assault Badge. However, I'll be because I'm a driver, I've got that. However, I will be eligible to have the Infantry Assault Badge as well. It's basically for either 3 or more assaults on an enemy position, hand-to-hand fighting in a frontline combat position, or being wounded in an attack on an enemy position. And this is known as Wound Badge Black. You need to be wounded once or twice, serious enough to be treated by the doctor, and my one was that I took a bit of a bayonet to the hand down there. Anyway, so that is that. Now underneath this, I'll just show you what I've got. Well, actually no, first off, I'll show you what I have in my pockets. So, first off, in this pocket here, I've shown you all the stuff in this one. The other stuff I got in this are just, I believe, my deactivation certificates, and I've got a little packet of, I got a little packet of cigarette leaves for rolling cigarettes, your own cigarettes. And I just got my deactivation certificates in there, which obviously I'm not going to show you, because I think it's illegal to show deactivation certificates, and also some gang piece of scum would almost certainly copy it, etc., and then use it as fraudulent stuff. Anyway, so this is a soul book that will be kept in the left breast pocket. This is basically German paybook, and it basically documents the German soldier's life. So it's also their personal identity card as well. So there's a picture of me and a stamp. The pictures will be stamped just so that that it will be proven that it was your photograph and someone's just not taking it off. Sometimes they'd also have like a ring to fasten the photograph in place as well. That's basically everything inside there. That's so that's kind of my things. There's my personal, some more kind of personal information for my character. Again, not my real personal information. I was not born in 1926, for example. And my unit, which is 916th Infantry Regiment of the 252nd Infantry Division. And then you would have different sections. So the first section would be like your personal kind of characteristics, etc. And then it would kind of get on to like what glasses you need, etc. And then it would move on to your equipment kit, etc. So whenever you get issued kit, you'd have a line written there and someone's sign to show that it was, or what unit it was with, weapons that you've been issued with, and are qualified on there. Then it continues again. And then finally it gets onto like times you've I believe that's your eyesight there. And then this is times you've been in hospital. And that would be for main. It wouldn't be if you're slightly wounded, which would be what you're qualified for that for. It would be partially wounded, such as, well, not properly wounded as in, say someone shoots me in the chest. Obviously I'd go to a hospital for that, or someone shot me straight through the arm, which broke both of the bones of my arm, for example. That would be what sort of thing where you have to write it into your soul book. More stuff again, and stuff about who paid you, etc. And then at the very back you have your medal awards and all their stamps. Now in the final back section you have a little thing for some more personal stuff. So it's got like a little Fallout section. Here I have my little ration book, that's it, that's the word. So this will be kept inside your soul booth. Without that you would not eat. I have some delousing cards here, and they basically be when you'd be released from the front, you'd be deloused before you're allowed to go on leave, or after you left the hospital, or before you went into one, etc. And they'd be signed by a nurse that had deloused you. I have some Rice marks here, 5 Rice mark notes. They are from Rice marks note that I own. I have a ticket entrance to a French brothel / bar, another photograph of myself in case it's needed, and I also have here a document, if I can open it, for my wound badge black. I'm working on making an award document for my general slot badge as well. So there are those. And in my other pockets I have got some other things. Got a Geheimes felt little side parts, I shouldn't have that. So yeah, I got some cigarettes here, reproduction ones that I made. I have a reference photo. This is of a Stabzelt, and the Stabzelts were very similar to a Swedish Stabban in the colour, which is quite interesting. Here I have a set of Tarok cards, and that was a very kind of popular game for the Germans. I've seen a couple of SA men playing them with cards that had exactly the same backs and fronts as this, so I'm assuming that it was made in the same place. I believe the place that these were made in was in Austria, in Vienna, and it's not made anymore. I've got another one of these fork and spoon sets in that pocket there. Here I have a lighter. This, I believe, is an Austrian one. Yeah, it's an Austrian one, but it was made for the export market pre-war. But it's exactly the same as the styles that the Germans had during the war. And here I have an original lighter. This one is marked DRGM, Deutsches Drittes Reich Gemeins something, and that was basically an original one. It was captured off a dead German officer at Omaha, and the guy who gave it to me, his uncle, was the guy who captured it. So that's really awesome. In here I also have a packet of Haushaltsware, or matches. I also have another set of leaves of cigarette papers and a German comb. I've tried to add a fake symbol on there for the factory, and I have got also a key to a personal box, or just a secret. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I was just saying, another set of leaves of cigarette papers, and I mean that is basically that. And then there's the K98 K-clip, no idea why that's in the pocket, probably just from a skirmish I've had at my last event probably. I used a Tunic hat and just a key. And that would be for like possibly a safe box, something like that. And in my last pocket I have got my original wallet. Now I'm going to make a reproduction one of these, 1:1 scale, because I don't want to use this anymore, because it's just starting to fall to bits because it's so old, and it was quite used when I got it. Yeah, I got a picture of my great grandfather there when he was in Wehrmacht. And in this section here I've got all these kind of reference photos and some more pictures of my great grandfather. And in this section here there are all my money. However, you're supposed to open it like that to be able to get at the money. I also have, I think, a tram ticket in here as well. I've also got some stamps as well. The stamps are original. And yeah, just here's some of the monies. I've got some one Reichsmark notes, etc. All reproductions made by me, because I make most of my pocket litter, apart from the original ones, such as I made my Sollbuch, just because I mean it's a lot cheaper to make it yourself, and also kind of guaranteed on you'll know what quality you're getting, rather than if you order one, say, I'll solve your fortune, you don't know what you're getting. You could get something that's substandard, whereas I know definitely 100% this is going to be up to the quality that I want it to be, because I made it myself. So I think there might be something else in this one. Yeah, there is. I've also got an ER Carter, which is another ration card which you'd be given, I believe, when you went on leave. Another reference photo here, Germans in Normandy, and I believe this is kind of a more of a modern reference thing I have here, which shows how to write in German handwriting style. This is actually from an original 1934-35 dated, well, circa that time, book on how to learn German. So that's that. I've got another reference photograph here. Holiday Germans with standard model Mausers, Gewehr 98s and model 1924 Mausers. I've got a photograph here. No, a photograph. A letter here which I would have written home to my family. And I've also got a pencil here for writing home. And also here, again, not supporting them in any way, but yeah, this is an NPEA Armband, Nationalische Politische Anzeichen armband. They were basically these academies that were set up in the Third Reich, and they were designed in such a way that it would totally be on partially race, partially due to your entrance, how you performed in the entrance into this exam, which was mainly kind of physical stuff in your entrance exam. However, there were some kind of mental things that you had to do in the exam. Also, they test out why you were going in for it, and basically they would train you up. You'd be trained in military way, so you're trained in rifles, in shooting, grenades, assault courses, stuff like that, as well as things like reading, poetry, history, other stuff like that. They also include some rather disgusting things like race related stuff, but yeah, I've just got that because it interests me, and quite a lot of the soldiers, the people who were in that, volunteered to fight either during the war or at the end of the war, or quite a lot of at the end of the war. Quite a lot of the NPEAs, the academies, would have. All of the soldiers were actually not soldiers. All of the students, I should say, were conscripted either into the Wehrmacht or turned into Werwolves. Like there was one in Bavaria, where they went and hid out in the mountains, I believe, until mid-1945. They then all had to, I think, surrender. I'm not sure. Anyway, so that is the reason why I got that. I was in an NPEA, lots of them volunteered for stuff. Quite a lot of them did flak Hilfe roles, so we're in the flak in the Luftwaffe. Also, but quite a lot also volunteered for the Wehrmacht Heer, like I am at the moment, or the Waffen-SS. Quite a lot of them who graduated from the colleges at the end also went into the Wehrmacht Heer or Waffen-SS, usually like 90% of the time as an officer. However, some of them went in as enlisted men, like I have, into some other things such as the Wehrmacht Heer. So that is basically that.